what is superstition? Superstition is without any perception or knowledge about a certain subject, you make conclusions. That's superstition. Now, the nature of life is like this. Depends how sensitive you are. Accordingly, that profound is your perception and experience of life. This will not come through intellectual accumulation. Those who read a high school textbook, if they think they are scientists, what can I say? Because a genuine scientist, a scientist who has probed into any aspect of life, with certain profoundness, will not speak like this. Now, as a yogi, as far as possible, I will never consume anything which is cooked, which is more than an hour and a half old. Why we are serving the food the way we are serving in the ashram is hoping that all of you will graduate from being yoga practitioners to yogis. Not just bending and twisting, you are beginning to feel the union in the existence. If this has to happen, body has to be sensitive and it has to have a minimum level of inertia. Now, if you eat food which in some way has deteriorated, it may not be rotten, nor is it going to kill you, you can eat it. It is just that it will lower your perception. In my experience of life, for me, lowered perception is death, at least death of the yogi. The man may live, the yogi is dead because he's lost his perception. He's lost his sensitivity. So, the death of sensitivity, if it doesn't matter to you, there's really no problem, you can eat what you want, you can eat garbage and still survive. While people are eating food that was cooked a week ago, 10 days ago, 3 months ago, they're keeping it in their refrigerators and eating. After eating it, they don't know what's the difference. To such people, what can you say? But for sure, they cannot have the sensitivity that I'm talking about. And I'm sure they're sleeping 8 to 10 hours a day. That is death for me. 10 hours of sleep, nearly 40% death, isn't it, in 24 hours. So, if you wish to live like that, you can eat whatever you want. What is the problem? You can eat anything you want. Well, I am not a scientist either, and I don't wish to be one. I don't have either books to read, nor am I researching anything, nor am I looking through a microscope, nor do I have a lab in my backyard. I just pay attention to this human mechanism, which is me. I kept it well, takes a lot of work. Takes a lot of work to keep this well. Doesn't just come. So I keep it in a certain way, and at anything that happens in nature, I observe what's happening with me, and I'm speaking that. I'm also observing the life around me for confirmation. Every insect, worm, bird, animal, tree is saying the same thing. Well, if you are going to discover this after many years and a few $1 billion of research, it's up to you. Well, I want to tell you, till recently, these so-called scientists, the real science is different. A scientist who's looked at something with profoundness will not speak this way. These are probably internet scientists. You know? They know every science, not just one. Everything they know because they are on the internet. So such people were saying, I'm saying something so simple. They were advocating that alcohol, tobacco, red meat are the best things for your life, till recently. Now suddenly they've all become activists against that. Because somewhere somebody said after $1 billion research, we've been saying it forever. What is a recent discovery for you has been an eternal wisdom for us. I'll tell you, I was in conversation with a doctor in United States of Indian origin. He was telling me that he is the first one in Western medicine to identify that the heart not only pumps blood, but it also sucks the blood back. The ventricles pump it out, the atrium sucks it back. He is the first one who wrote the papers. He sent me his videos, his TED talk, his scientific papers. I looked through it and I couldn't believe it, that till recently, till a few years ago, nobody in the medical science knew that heart sucks back the venous blood. Well, in the yogic system, the focus is on the atrium, which sucks back the blood. The Ayurveda speaks about it, Charaka Samhita speaks about it. In yoga, the focus is always not on pumping the blood out, but about sucking the blood back, because we are interested that our blood is as pure as possible, because certain level of impurity in the blood means we lose perception. We are not interested in terms of what is the nutrition, what is the oxygen content, how long will I live, this is not the point. How do I live? What is the quality of my life is my concern. How profound is my perception is always my concern. And this has always been the concern of this culture and this science that we are referring to as yoga. So, if you think only if it's written in a book it is true, then you're very superstitious and religious, you're nothing scientific about you. You think night means just absence of light, or there is a phenomenal change in the very way the life happens from day to night. You ask every insect, bird, animal, tree, even the rock, it knows night is different. If you sit here with little openness, you will know it's not just about light. If you close your eyes, even in the daytime there's no light, in the night also there's no light. But is there no difference? Every meditator knows what's the difference, isn't it? So somebody will say, this is all rubbish, there's just absence of sunlight, that's it. That's what they're saying about the eclipse. Doesn't matter. I'm telling you, during the eclipse time, don't cook food and eat, keep…
Maranam karuna milanam madura smaranam Sakalam Karuna Samayadipate Akhilam Karuna.
Every day, the period from 6:20 to 6:30 p.m. is an opportunity to experience Sadhguru's presence and establish a special contact with him. You can experience Sadhguru's presence during this period at your local time, irrespective of your physical location. The presence time also involves the Brahmananda Swarupa chant, a consecrated sound.
Here, the Yoga Center, we invested a certain amount of energy, a phenomenal amount of energy, that even if you're like a stone, we can shake your spine a little bit. We can have you reverberating, no matter who you are. If with little willingness if you come. If you come with unwillingness, we are willing to work with you. So we invested energies, and particularly for those of you who are little resembling rocks, I'm not saying rocks in a negative way, you know you're rock. That's not negative. You rock is just grammatically wrong, so I'm saying you are like a rock. Even if you are like a rock, well, we set up times of the day. Morning, evening, we set up times, because many of you don't see a morning in your life. I'm not talking to those people who live here, we make sure they see the morning. Those of you who come from other places and those of you who are on the live stream, if you've not seen a sunrise, I don't want to disturb your lifestyle. So evening, 6:20, we have set a time. At that particular time, there is a certain concentration of energy. Particularly if you've been initiated, it'll be very strong. Even otherwise, if you use some kind of thought, emotion, image to get connected to this space, we can see that that particular time works for you as a strong presence. So, between 6:20 and 6:40, these 20 minutes, all this costs life. We've invested a certain amount of, certain dimension of energy. Whatever time zones you are, your local time 6:20, morning or evening, you could become available to this. We will spend a few minutes in this presence, keep your hands open, eyes closed, slightly upturned face.
Isha Jagadisha Akhilananda Swarupa Isha Mahesha Brahmananda Swarupa 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 Isha Jagadisha Akhilananda Akhilanandasvarupa Isha Mahesha Brahmanandasvarupa Isha Jagadisha 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 Akhilanandasvarupa
Keep your hands open, sit with a slightly upturned face, eyes closed. Take your own time. Take your own time, slowly, very, very slowly. Open your eyes. The very process of our birth is connected to these cycles. You know that clearly the feminine cycles and our birth is very directly connected. Apart from that, this 12 1/4, somewhere between 11 3/4 to 12 1/4 is one solar cycle, it varies a little bit. If you complete 7 cycles of the solar system, if you complete 7 solar cycles, you will complete 1008 lunar cycles. That is, if you live for 84 years and 3 months, you would have completed 7 solar cycles and 1008 lunar cycles. If you just manage to live that long, I may be encouraging a lot of rubbish now. If you just manage to live to complete 7 solar cycles and 1008 lunar cycles, then you can break a certain bond with the earth. Your bond with the planet is broken largely. And very easily, with very little assistance, even if you know nothing about anything, with very little assistance, you can go beyond the cycles of birth and death. Because your bond with the planet and the material of the planet, the memory of which you carry within you and the memory of you, the material also carries. You will break that bond. Once this bond is broken, then the work that needs to be done is very simple. When people say the salt of the earth, it has more meaning than most people understand. You are the salt of the earth. This whole body is just a small blob which has just popped out of this planet. What you call as myself right now is just a little blob of earth which just splashes out and falls back. And this keeps happening because there is a bond between the planet and you. The energy that you refer to as myself and the material which has become the manifestation of yourself, these two things have gotten linked. It's a very deep, it's a very profound relationship. But if you complete 7 cycles of the sun and… along with that you complete 1008 lunar cycles, then your bond with the planet is largely broken. From there on, it becomes very simple. With a very small push, it could be done. So if you've not done anything right, all you have to do is torment the world with 84 years of you. And because ultimately it's only the result that matters. After all, moon is a satellite for this planet and helplessly strung to this planet and making its rounds. So what is the significance? Why these full moons and no moons are held significant? Probably many of you know that you may not know, I hope you do not know this by experience. You should know that if someone is mentally disturbed on a full moon day, on a new moon day, they get little more disturbed than usual. You're aware of this? Happens to you? So yourself, you just bear with me, don't worry about the camera. So, it doesn't happen to you, but it does happen to somebody. So it is not that moon instigates madness, it is just that when the moon takes certain positions, it heightens whatever you are. If you are loving, you become more loving. If you are joyful, you become more joyful. If you are blissful, you become much more blissful. If you're a little insane, you become much more insane. If you're meditative, you become far more meditative. It just enhances everything that you are. So we consider these days important. so that you consciously create the right kind of quality in you so that it gets enhanced. Today is Purnima, in the morning you get up and you be in a certain way, you create a certain quality in you so that by evening that quality is enhanced. So whatever the qualities that you are, so that you start engineering it more consciously than being a victim of unconscious eruptions within yourself. So the moon does not make you mad or meditative, it just enhances whatever you are. You know, even the ocean goes mad. If you are a swimmer on the beach, it's madness for you. But if you are a skipper of a large vessel, it is a boon for you. But something is happening. The very ocean is trying to rise. When the very ocean is trying to rise, the situation may be conducive for you also to rise, probably, if you are willing to make use of it. And moon's influence on human life is far more than that. To do anything with yourself, to be aware where the moon is could be useful because it creates different types of qualities and energies in the system. If one is aware, he could make use of it. In English language, moon is lunar. If you take a step further, you become a lunatic. So generally, the influence of the moon is considered illogical. Anything illogical, generally in the West got labeled as madness or insanity. But here, we always saw the limitations of logic. Logic is very useful to conduct the material aspect of your life. If you want to do your business, you want to build a house, you want to do all the things in the world, you have to be logical, there is no other way to conduct it. This is the problem with us. To conduct the outside, we call the divine. To conduct the inward, we try to go at it logically. Both won't work for us. So, when it comes to subjective dimensions of life, if you're not willing to step beyond the limitations of your logic, then nothing ever will happen. If I ask you to close your eyes and do something very simple, you sit here and calculate, okay, if I do this, what will I get, what will happen, this, nothing will ever happen to you. If anything beautiful has to touch you in your life, if meditation has to touch you, if love has to touch you, if bliss has to touch you, you must be illogical. Everything is logically correct, but you have a long face because everything is correct with you. You're correct, but life doesn't work like that. If you wake up in the morning, tomorrow morning when you wake up, lying down in your bed, think 100% logically. Do not think of all those beautiful moments in your life. Do not go back to any experience which matters to you. Do not think of the birds in the sky, the sunrise, the flowers in your garden, your child's face or a loving moment in your life. Don't look at any of that. Just think logically. Now you actually have to get out of bed. That's not a small feat. Is it a small feat? It's not a small feat. And then you have to go to the toilet. Then you have to eat, work, eat, work, eat, go to sleep. Again tomorrow morning, same thing. cut out the experiential aspect. Think of your life 100% logically and see. You have to do the same damn things for the next 30, 40, 50 years. And if you do yoga, it gets elongated. It gets stretched further, The same nonsense every day, every day, every day. Just think logically, is it worth it? Is it worthwhile? Is it worthwhile? No. Moments of extreme logic are moments of suicide. And all of you have been committing suicide like this, but you don't do anything these days in one shot. You do everything in installments. You're committing suicide also in installments. I want you to just look back. If you're unable to look back, when you go home today, I want you to rummage into your old pictures and see when you were 5, 6 years of age, how your face was. It was like this. Now, it's getting longer and longer. So, if you have to step out of your logic, unless you do it in a certain way, it sounds senseless. Because right now, your idea of sense is only logical, isn't it? But please see, the most beautiful moments in your life have happened to you only when you kept your logic aside a little bit. Yes? Logically examine your love affair and see, it'll be the most stupid thing you can do. Really. Yes or no? Maybe it's the most beautiful thing in your life, but logically dissect your love affair and look at it, it is the most idiotic thing you can do. But it might have become the most beautiful experience in your life. So the logical dimension of life and the experiential possibility of who you are diametrically opposite. So in yoga, we look at you as two aspects, the sun and the moon. You've seen the symbolism? You've heard of the word hatha, hatha yoga? Hatha means ha, means sun, tha means moon. So these are the two dimensions. There are various symbolisms for this. You have seen Shiva being represented as half man, half woman, all these things to suggest there is a logical dimension to you and there's a dimension beyond that. If you do not explore both, you will be an incomplete human being, or you will be only half alive. So when we say a spiritual process or yoga or whatever, what we're looking at is how to become a full-fledged life process, not a half-life process. Just the body is alive, that's not good enough. Everything in you should be aflame. Only then you will see whether something is happening or nothing is happening, it's worth being here. If you sit here, it's worth being here. If you open your eyes, it's worth being here. If you close your eyes, it's worth being here. Otherwise, whatever is happening, it's not worth being here, simply because only a part of you is alive, the other part is yet to come alive. So the moon, today being a full moon, the clouds are hiding it, but don't worry. Whether you can see it or not, the influence of the moon is very much there. Because on a no moon day or a new moon day, the influence of the moon is far more than on the full moon day. So whether you perceive something or do not perceive something is not the issue, the influence is anyway there. There is a logical element to you which helps you to handle the material well. There's a dimension beyond logic, without it the subjective dimensions can never be accessed. The moon is a symbolic representation of that dimension.
Thank you for watching this live session till the end. Before you leave, watch this latest video.